Good evening, everyone, on this wonderful Saturday. Real quick, I just have a few brief things to say because I just been thinking about a lot, and I want to go ahead and let it out and talk about the goodness of the Lord because the Lord has been too good for me to hold anything back. And like the song says, you should be a witness for the Lord because I don't care what man says. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to brag about the God I serve. And that kind of brings me up to my point because I'm going to make some key things here. Like a lot of people, they just in life, I tell people all the time, this is coming from me, myself and I, that I don't care about what skin color person is. I don't look at that. I look at a person's heart. I look at their character, who they are. It's too many people in the world that make a big deal about what color person is and all this other stuff. And that's the problem with man because we judge each other. Like I know some people, like some women, for example, or some men may say they're not going to date another person if they're a certain color, if you got to be a certain height, you got to be a certain weight. I kind of understand that because that's your personal preference. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't be a big deal because you should love a person for who they are. But that's a whole nother ball game. What I'm saying is this. For example, a lot of people, when it comes to church and religion and things, a lot of people talk about or make a big deal about if Jesus is black or white and this and that. Well, I can understand that, but at the same time, I'm just going to get to the bottom line point. Back in Exodus 3 and I think verse 14, where God had told Moses, tell them I am that I am sent you. That's all I'm trying to say. Accidentally, me and other people these days, or sometimes intentionally, people put God in a box. For example, we try to sit there and we want God to be whatever we want him to be. That's fine. But don't sit there and try to just say something to make it feel good for yourself. In other words, if you know, I'm trying to think of a good example. If you know that, let's say that the United States is a country, don't try to sit there and lie and say that it's a city or state. Or if you know that Memphis is in Tennessee or Chicago is in Illinois, don't try to sugarcoat it and say that it's in a different state just to make you feel good. If you feel that way, that's fine. Like if you want to say that 1 + 1 is not 2, it's anything else but 2. That's your decision. That's your opinion. But it's the same thing about us. Like Almighty God has no limits. Like my former pastor, let me cut to the chase. My former pastor, he used to sit there and say some things. Robert Earl Jones Sr., he died December 5th, 2014. He used to say things to brag about the God we serve. He used to say, geography can't locate him. He's so powerful and so omniscient and so omnipresent and omnipotent. Water can't drown him. Fire can't burn God. Math, I'm just adding some of this stuff to it because I've just been thinking about the goodness of the God I serve. Like, for example, light can't find God, or light can't locate God. What else? Like you can say, he's so awesome and mighty that there's no word to describe him. It's just so much things because sometimes we accidentally, with our way of thinking about life, we sometimes want to put God in a box. When Ephesians 3 and 20 states, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you may ask or think. So that means that it's certain things in life that my mind can't comprehend. God, well, even if my mind can comprehend that particular thing, God is way more above and beyond what my brain can think. Way above that. But the question is, if we know that, why is it that man limits God to what we can, to the limits of ourselves? In other words, why do I have to sit there sometimes and question God, or sit there and think about, why do I have to limit God to what he's able? If I say that God is able and I trust and believe and love him, then I shouldn't put him in no box to fit me, because he's omnipotent and sovereign and supreme and sovereign and all those other good things. So why am I limiting a limitless God? That makes no sense. Either I trust him or I don't. I can't be lukewarm. I can't be in between the middle. So I'm just saying that because we have to learn how to trust in God, even though it's not always easy. We have to learn how to have faith, have to believe in him. And I was just sitting here, this is my last point, that I was watching a video, and it was a Jewish guy talking about that verse, Revelation 14 and 15, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15, where a lot of people talk about Jesus. He has hair like wool and feet like bronze. And I just got a true understanding of what that verse is talking about. That's not talking about his physical body. That's talking about his spiritual character, his nature. Like, for example, when he rose from the grave, resurrected from the dead, he looked like a different person. And with him looking like a different person, that was talking about his glory, his nature, his sovereignty, his supremeness. That's not talking about his physical body. That's talking about his glory. Like when they say, when I think about the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me. So with that being said, his glory reminds you or makes you think about his hair being like wool, which is more like a grayish color, than his feet like bronze. Because I read I watched the video, and it was talking about how when you sit there and deal with fire and bronze, it looks like a kind of whitish, grayish color. But all I'm saying is that I get sick and tired of people making a big deal about if Jesus is white or black. And I get the fact, of course, like people from Africa and Egypt and other places, Jerusalem, of course, they have darker skin color because of the sun. It's hotter. But what I'm saying is people make a big deal, like, in other words, if Jesus is this color, I'm not going to serve him. If he is, I'm going to serve him. Color doesn't matter. The main fact is this, too. I tell people all the time, and this is the truth. It's not my opinion, it's a fact. It's only one race, the human race, because all of us are humans. God decided to make us in different ways, different height, different weight. It's all different type of people. That's because we serve a God who doesn't have no limit, no boundaries. He can do anything above our imagination or way of thinking. So people need to stop making a big deal about if God is this color, if this is that. Who cares? Because once again, and this is the other thing, I'm done when I say this. In other words, what I'm summing up is this. If you need you a doctor, guess what? God can be your doctor. If you need you a mother, if sadly your mother, father, cousin, or brother, sister, or grandma, grandfather, uncle, auntie, whatever you need, that's what God is. While you trying to figure it out, the God I serve has already worked it out. So people need to stop trying to limit God and think that stuff is too hard just because you can't do it. That's when you got to trust, lean, and depend on God. And all I'm trying to say is that whatever you need, God got it. God has it. Stop trying to be hard on yourself and stop thinking because things ain't working out for you that God is not able. God made us in his image. So why wouldn't God himself be able to fix our problems and our issues knowing that he made us? So, in other words, stop trying to give your power to the problem you have and give power and glory and depend on the problem solver that made you. That's all I'm trying to say. I can't make it no simpler. So I've made my point, and all I got to say is to God be the glory. So may God bless you and your family on this wonderful Saturday evening. God bless you, and may you have a blessed Sunday tomorrow. You and your family. God bless you.